Hello friends. So I brought everything down low because we're going to do a meditation from the earth. So if you have two pillows or two blankets or some such thing that you can lay under you, that's wonderful. If not, it's really not a very big deal at all. But if you do, right, I just have these blankets folded up so that I have a fairly narrow rectangle. And I have one that's going to run the length of my spine, and I have another that's going to go under my head. So you might hit pause and get that stuff ready. My friends, I know I have a couple of friends in my community who bought bolsters. You could always put the bolster down with the blanket over top of the bolster. So from there, you'll put your buttocks in front of that bolster, blanket, pillow. And roll on down. I like to lift my hips and reach my buttocks forward. It just gives me a little more spaciousness in my low back. Arms can come out, palms up, and you're, intentionally trying to let those shoulders roll down around the bolster so we get a little more space in the chest. If that blanket needs to be adjusted under the head, maybe under the neck, but not under the shoulders, right? We don't want it to prevent that opening. The legs can extend out, but they can also stay on the ground, feet wide, knees lean in. You're looking for the pose that helps you feel really soft and able to let go and relax, right? Again, we're working with ether, akasha. We're looking for a place where we can be still for this period of time, where we're not gonna have to move and make adjustments because of pain and discomfort and stuff. We're looking for softness, for a place where we can surrender. So, that said, once you find yourself in your ideal position, close the eyes. You don't have to look at the screen anymore. There's nothing there. And as you start to tune in, do a brief scan through your physical body and try to soften any muscles that are engaged. One of the reasons we're lying down for this meditation is because we want to release every muscle today. And you might scan through and notice where your body feels like it's open and spacious. And then check into those areas that feel like there's compression, impingement, pressing, constriction. And if there's anything you can do to help open those areas up, do. Some of that might just be chronic. But a good deal of this work in our yoga practice, right, all 8 limbs, is awareness, observation, witnessing. So we're going to actually do this shorter meditation, trying to remove some of the layers of labels that we have, right, so that we can be a little freer, a little more formless, a little less contained and rigid. So as you're lying back and settling in, softening, and just bring your awareness to any labels you have around yourself with family. Maybe you're a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, etc., grandmother, whatever that might be. So if you peel those labels away, what are you underneath that? Also good to notice if you start to resist, or I don't want to peel that away, or if you're attaching. And trying to practice non-attachment while we're here in a version, a variation of corpse pose. And then if you were to take away the label of whatever it is that you do for, say, a job or a career, or maybe a house maker, or whatever that next layer of labels are, what happens if you remove those labels? And if you're not a he, a she, or a they, right? If we're not, whether that's binary or non-binary, if we take that label away, what are we underneath all of that? And if we take away those labels of what we do for our hobbies and our interests, our sports, anything else that you can think of in that arena, any labels you have or that people have put on you for that matter, what happens when we take those labels away? What are we underneath that? And then any other labels, and maybe some of that is the judgment you put on yourself. I'm fat, I'm skinny, I don't look right, I'm not beautiful, I'm beautiful, right? All those other things. What happens if we take those labels, any other labels? Take those labels away. How does that feel when you're not attached to all of the labels? And just for a few moments at the end of this, imagine, if you will, that you no longer have the shell of the body. You're formless, right? That energy, that ether, that space can move throughout the space around you, but maybe it even goes through those four walls or wherever it is that you are, right? What happens when we become formless? You know, I like to remind people, put your little kid hat on and use your imagination. And maybe it's just outside of your body and that's where you feel safe to play, but maybe you're sending your energy all the way out to the cosmos, down to the center of the earth. Again, just playing with it. That idea of if we were formless, and if we didn't have all of the labels, who would we be? And you'll leave that offering open at the end here. If it feels like it's a helpful tool for you to expand just a little bit and to stay with that expansion, please do. If it feels like you need to bring some of that energy, that space back into your form of your being, please do. Follow your intuition, whichever one it says. And maybe wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe stretch arms overhead. Any little movements, you might want to just do a quick little windshield wiper from your back before you get up, if that feels good. And I'm demonstrating if you're not sure what a windshield wiper twist is. And then the next time you're to one of the sides, go ahead and just come into the fetal position on that side. You can push that floor away and come on up to seated. Let's bring our hands together in front of our chest. Inhale. Exhale, bow your head in. Taking a moment of gratitude for at least one thing. Namaste, friends. If you like these videos, if you're finding them helpful, I encourage you, please post them on Facebook and YouTube and I don't know, all the places you can post videos and things these days, and like them and comment. It really does help other people find CJoy Yoga. So I appreciate any help you're willing to offer. Thank you.